It's time for City Beat, your source for all the latest news on the city of Thompson. Only on 102.9 CHTM, your radio station.
Good morning and welcome to City Beat here on 102.9 CHTM. I'm Monika and my guest today is Deputy Mayor Penny Byer. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Now, I just want to remind listeners that we will take your questions at 677-8181 or email us at CHTM@arcticradio.ca. To start things off, tell us what's been going around the city.
Well, I'm going to start off with City Hall. We've had our new council orientation on November 1st, and it was awesome because everybody attended. There was a lot of energy in the room. We had an outside facilitator with decades of experience, I believe, and it was a very good session. And then, of course, we had our inaugural meeting on November 3rd when all of our everybody was sworn in, and all of our committee heads were named as well. And on our committees, I don't know if people are aware of this, but we do look for community members, and if anybody is interested, they can always contact Gary Sepatelli to put their name forward. We will be advertising soon, though. And the committees, just in case people are wondering, are Finance and Administration, Development Review, Public Works and Infrastructure, Public Safety, Human Resources, Recreation and Community Services, and then Legislative and Intergovernmental Affairs. So now the committees are meeting. They're beginning to meet now, and so all of the new councillors are starting to get their feet wet and learn what it's all about.
Perfect. Now, you were appointed Deputy Mayor. What do you hope to accomplish in this role?
Well, I'm one of those people who walk around saying, I just love Thompson. I love to see things grow. I love to see things improve. And even though I think we have a terrific city, there are areas that need to be improving on. So one of the areas I would like to continue to see economic development grow, increasing our tax base, because that only makes it easier for the taxpayers who are currently living here. Continue to improve the recreational facilities and venues that we have, and there's some work that's going to be needing to be done at the Norplex pool. It's an aged infrastructure, so we'll have to look at that. Public safety, of course, I want to see us lobby and work hard towards the Main Street North project, because that's very important. I could probably sit and tell you for about an hour what I'd like to see us accomplish or work towards, but.
Right. So you seem to know some sort of improvements that the city might need. Do you feel that going into your second term as a councillor, you're more aware of the Thompson residents, what Thompson residents want?
Yes, I am. The first term of council was interesting. I still remember that first year. Everything was new, and I'm not the best process person, so I had to learn process and remember it. But I think, I keep saying that I feel like I got my feet wet after the first term. But what it comes down to, for the most part, is quality of life. Most issues that people brought up concern quality of life. Most people understand that you can't change all of your water lines at once or fix all the roads at once. But they want to make sure that they have the facilities to enjoy their family, that their family can enjoy, that they feel safe, and those kinds of issues.
Well said. Now, you mentioned, roads being fixed, that sort of stuff. With the cold coming in, we've also seen a lot of water main breaks. There was actually just one across the street from the station yesterday. Where do you think the city stands with infrastructure?
Well, at one of our meetings, somebody said that we could be a near catastrophic situation. It's been said many times, all of our infrastructure was put in at once, pretty much, and it's all going at once. I think our public works and infrastructure people have been really taxed to keep abreast of the water breaks, and then every time they have to fix a water break here, they're being taken away from somewhere else. As a matter of fact, I think it's next week, Public Works is moving to 2 shifts so that they can cover off better all of the winter needs of snow removal and sanding, etc., and still attend to the things that come up like water main breaks. I'm sure we get a new one every week, which, well, we do statistically, and that's hard to keep abreast of, especially some of them are not easy to fix. And where possible, they actually replace, but your budget is so big, so at times it's a repair.
Is this anything the new city council is planning to maybe talk about? Do they have any plans moving forward regarding infrastructure?
We haven't had our strategic planning session yet, but in conversations, I think it's forefront with everybody. We do have our capital reserves. There are grants available that will certainly be our administration will certainly be tapping into again this year, and we were fortunate. All of our capital road repairs and replacements didn't come out of tax dollars or property tax dollars. It came out of those reserves. So we'll be looking at that again.
Okay, good to know. Now, I just want to remind listeners that we are taking your questions at 677-8181 or email us at CHTM@arcticradio.ca. Now, last week, Thompson RCMP conducted a drug search warrant, which resulted in an arrest. Are you aware if the drug problem here in Thompson is growing, decreasing, or is it sort of holding steady?
The RCMP have been doing a very good job of surveillance, collecting the information they need in order to make arrests such as that. I can't tell you whether it's growing or decreasing. I can tell you that the problem exists, and I'm very grateful that we have a police force that stays on top of it. And I'm also grateful for the fact that often, maybe not often enough, residents will actually phone in these tips if they see a lot of unusual activity at a house, all hours, cars coming and going, and that sort of thing. They'll report that. It would be nice if it was maybe reported more often just to help the RCMP gather what they need a little quicker.
Okay, and is the new council planning do they have any plans to reduce crime and drugs in the city?
Well, again, I can't speak for council. We haven't had our strategic planning. But again, in conversations with the other councillors that I've spoken to, public safety, gangs, drugs, they are all issues that are at the forefront, and I think you'll probably see some, especially coming through our Public Safety Committee, you'll see some more measures taking place.
Okay, and in relating to, I guess, reducing crime and drugs, Project Northern Doorway has been operating for 6 months now. Is the city aware of how the project has been going?
The reports that we're getting is very encouraging. I'm not at liberty to go into a whole bunch of details, but the reports are that people are safe. They are respecting their new address, a first address for some of them for in their lifetime, and that the people are on programs and they're progressing through the programs well. And at this point in time, that's about all I can say.
Okay, and you're also part of the Thompson Lions Senior Manor. Last week there was a meeting with the province to get more funding. What can you tell us about what happened?
Okay, we put in an application. It was a proposal in response to a request for proposals that the province put out. That application went in last summer, and we were expecting to hear results by the end of September, early October. That got moved up. The meeting that we had with the province was very encouraging. We have some homework to do. It was very encouraging, and although I can't make any definite statements right now, the current board is working now to get all the data together that the province requires. So.
Okay, and for the last couple of minutes, can you tell us what's going around the city this week?
Well, I can tell you a few things. I'm going to start with the furthest away one first because I'd like people to start thinking about volunteering. Hometown Hockey, which takes place March 6th to the 8th. A committee is established and the subcommittees are being established. This is going to be a huge event for Thompson. It's going to put us on national TV. And if anybody is interested in being part of that and helping make it successful, we'll be putting ads out again, so please, or just go down to the rec center and leave your name with John Burrows at the rec center. So I'd like to put that out there. I think you know the parade and our winter Introduction to Winter is coming up on November 29th. There's a new route for the parade. The location for the tree lighting has changed from City Hall to the TRCC. There'll be a bonfire and all kinds of nice events taking place at that time, so again, to look out for that. And I wanted to thank people who participated in the online survey regarding the school zone in front of Artie Parker. That survey is complete. There's over 800 participants, which I think is very good. And Public Safety is going to take a look at the data and make recommendations to council, so you'll be hearing more about that. A few other things. I understand Girl Space is back at Wapanuck School, and this is a program for young ladies 12 to 15 years old. It's every Wednesday from 3:30 to 5:30 in the afternoon, and it includes a snack or meal. Salvation Army has started its hamper and toy registration every Tuesday and Thursday from 10 until noon. That's underway now and will continue until December 4th. Operation Red Nose, their kickoff event is this Friday, that's tomorrow actually, at 6:30 at the Lakeview Inn and Suites, Thompson, and I'll be there for that. Also, November is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and the Crisis Center is trying to raise awareness of family violence, and they're asking people to create a 30-second commercial to be aired on Shaw Cable, and there's also a chance to win a prize. 30 seconds is, well, from my point of view, fairly easy to write, and I encourage people to maybe research family violence if you're not familiar with it now, and write a commercial, and hopefully you're not familiar with it now. Another thing, Diabetes Month. 2 events coming up tomorrow. A cooking demonstration, that's easy bean soup and quick and easy breakfast. That's at the TRCC at noon, and also there's a diabetes walk starting at 11 at the TRCC on the walking track, and there'll be more later on in the month on that. Westwood Craft Sale, everybody's been asking when that is. It's at Westwood School, of course, on Saturday from 11 until 3. And then there's Operation Christmas Child Shoebox Program. And it's a project of Samaritan's Purse. If you want to find out more, you can go online at samaritanpurse.ca. And what else? Oh, hockey. How can I ignore hockey? The Norman North Stars will be playing the Winnipeg Thrashers November 22nd and 23rd. Game times are 7:30 p.m. Saturday and 1:30 on Sunday at the CA Nisbet. And then on the 29th and 30th, the North Stars will be playing Central Plains Capitals, and there'll be more information coming on that. November 20th, the Home Roots concert, Fraser and Gerard performance, and I believe that information is both in the rec reminder and online, www.ca.
Great, lots of things going on and happening here in the city. My thanks to Deputy Mayor Penny Byer for being here on this edition of City Beat. Join us every Thursday morning around 11:30 for more on what's happening around Thompson and City Hall. For 102.9 CHTM, I'm Monika Gould.
City Beat will be back next Thursday morning.